raining out there by y'all, man? It is
Yeah,
cutting
it's
up out
raining.
here.
It's raining out here by me right now.
Man, it is cutting up out here. I don't know where this stuff came from. I didn't see it in the forecast.
That's from that hurricane that was in Mexico.
Oh, the little remnants.
Yeah.
Dang, that was on the whole other side.
Hurricane.
I seen something on the little hurricane app. It came up,
Something.
but dang man. All right. What's up, family? Hey, welcome to the Mental Game Podcast, man. I'm just looking over my over the stuff I done collected on my little table. I got my little niece. I was babysitting my niece. I'm like, where this came from? I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, man, my little niece left her little cup over here. Well, like I said, welcome to the Mental Game Podcast, people. This episode is called "Check on Your People" and then argue about football. Now, since we all Saints fans on this podcast right now, I hope we don't be arguing about football. I know maybe if we talk about high school football, we're gonna be arguing. You know, me and Abdul gonna tag team Malik when it comes to high school football.
That's funny.
but but as everybody knows, man, you know, June is still men's mental health month. You know, we just gonna, you know, we kicking things off by having real conversations about what brothers face out here. And, you know, then we're gonna switch gears to to what we really came here to talk about, and that's football. You know what I'm saying? We running down you know what I'm saying, we might talk about the greatest NFC South quarterbacks of all time. You know what I'm saying? We might, you know, we're gonna break down our Saints a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna come with some rapid fire questions, you know, pause if needed. So without further ado, let's go, man. Let's see. Men's Mental Health Month, man. Like, what does that mean to y'all? Now we're gonna start with the oldest. We're gonna start with Abdul. What does Men's Mental Health Month mean to you?
First of all, man, appreciate you having us back on.
Oh, for
We had
sure.
a little hiatus
Oh, yeah.
for a bit. So I think we've been on since last year.
Yeah, it has been last year because I took a little hiatus and, you know, took a vacation, and we came
I
back.
don't know, man. I think, but just to answer your question, bro, men's mental health is important any month.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter. And you know, it's funny you topic this episode, check on your people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's something that I think our generation has gotten a lot better at doing, and as being able to talk to each other. A lot of people are good with that, like Leak, for example. Leak always called it check on Leak like that in our family with all of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's important to always have that type of relationship with one another because you never know what someone's going through. You know, and people don't talk about their issues like that.
Right.
I mean, me, I'm a very private person. I'm not as prideful as people think I am. I'm very private. I don't like to project things I'm going through onto other people. Then I understand for myself that it's okay to be vulnerable with people, especially with guys.
Mm-hmm.
I have a group chat. Leak have a group chat with some of his partners. We have those type of friendships.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important. I think it's everyone, especially black men.
Facts. Super facts. What about you, Lee?
My take on it, man, with mental health, you know, just like, you know, like Abdul said, man, you know, we go through a lot just as, you know, like just as a human being every day. You know what I mean? You know, man, we got so much responsibilities now that we're older, you know, as fathers, as men, as husbands, as partners, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you want to make sure that you're always in that right space, you know, that right frame of mind of understanding situations and what's going on. I think like the mental health is important to talk about because, you know, a lot of us, you know, we come from various different backgrounds, right? Some people, you know, they may come from different upbringings. You know, some people had a great childhood. Some people experienced a lot of trauma in their childhood, right? And those things can linger on into adulthood that we may not even know about, right?
Facts.
And I think with everything, it is always important, to keep God first, to pray, right? You know what I mean? And you could kind of sort of deal with those things through prayer, as well. Uh, as well as just having a group of men that you could talk to. I know me for myself on Mondays, at my church that I go to, like we have this thing of each quarter where we meet with a group of guys over a Zoom call and, like just have like an open Bible study on certain topics that the pastor has put together with my home team. And, we do that like 5 times uh, every Monday of each quarter, right? And, man, we talk about a lot of things in there. It's not just some things that's in the Bible, but we have like open discussions of things that's going on every day in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the place that we at right now as a society in America and what we're going through, just a general discussion about, a lot of different open topics, right?
Right.
Because we have a habit to kind of tend to the person that we may be involved with, like if I may discuss things with my wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with that, but it's always good to have a group of guys who have an understanding of things as well from a male perspective.
Facts.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
because females, they may not see things that a male feel, right? You know what I mean? So it's very important, man. To speak about those things.
Okay.
That's a good take.
That's a real good take, man. My I of course y'all know for me, mental health is always gonna be a thing for me, mental health in general. I like y'all think, men's health is important because it's oftentimes overlooked in the society that we live in. You know what I'm saying? Society has, from when we were, little boys and began to understand the world, it was always told us, even in movies, it was portrayed to us, saying I'm big on imagery too. Saying it was, in the forefront put up like how can I say it? It was put to us like, you know, be a man, get over
Yeah,
it, you know what I'm saying?
get over it. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just
man
deal
up.
with it. Yeah, man up. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was always told to us, but you know what I'm saying?
Look,
It took for us to, finally get to adulthood to realize that like, nah, man, like I gotta do something with these emotions. I gotta do something with
yeah.
how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, I have to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't, they just gonna build up and I'm gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? And then you just think it's like a vicious cycle, man. Kids are just told that, and they sit there and harbor all that stuff till adulthood. You know what I'm saying? Then we got the term nowadays. Everybody's crashing out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel me? Men's health is very important to me. Being a man, coming up with my different you know, dealings with life and stuff like that, I think is very important to like have that ability to know and understand and process your feelings and what you feel. So that's why men's mental health is important to me. And I agree with you what you said, Abdul. Men's mental health month is every month, every day. You know what I'm saying? Because the skin that we in, the skin that we, the roles that we've been given is, we're men, we're fathers, we're brothers, we're cousins, saying stuff like that. So that's also why it's very important to me. So, I got a couple of talking points for the mental health version of this. Um, like how do y'all feel about therapy and mental health tools, for men and, our fellow brothers and stuff?
Well, I feel that therapy is needed,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we look at things, before as, oh man, you got to go to therapy like it's a bad thing, and it's
Right,
not
right.
a bad thing. Like I said, you have trained experts that's like with the knowledge to actually deal with, certain things that you may not be able to deal with. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I I think that therapy is good for men, man.
Facts.
I have taken therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, like man, I have taken therapy, and it's the best thing that you can do, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
like I said, you can't. There's certain things that you can't talk to your significant other about. Like you just need to hear things from another male perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether that's someone older or someone that may have been through, like some of the same situations that you have been through. But I agree with therapy, like 100%.
Facts. What about you,
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah, I think with the therapy, it's like Lee said, it's really about speaking to someone that don't lack objectivity when it comes to
Facts.
whatever it
Yeah.
is you talking
That's a big one.
You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
if they're not a part of the situation, and it's like the same, bro. Like we are each other's therapy. If you venting out to one of your partners about something, if me and Malik are venting out to one another about something, that's someone that's not a part of the situation that we're talking about. And if you take that person's opinion to mean something to you, then you're gonna take what it is that they're giving you. But
Mm-hmm.
they're not a part of what it is that you're talking about.
Facts.
So therapy is important in our community, man. That's not something that we had. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-mm.
certain
Not at
traumas,
all.
certain traumas we went through as kids, in our situation in particular, of what we witnessed, it wasn't even recommended. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even a thought to anyone that, well, maybe they need to go get therapy for certain things. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
But good thing we learn differently, and we don't apply some of those same things onto our kids. And in this,
Yeah, I've always looked at therapy, what I'm saying, like you said, somebody that just has that will have an unbiased opinion. They don't know you, they don't know the people you dealt with, what I'm saying? They don't have a dog in the fight, so they're
right?
gonna call it straight down the middle. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I've always looked at therapists, what I'm saying, as what I'm saying, you can have all this jumbled up mess. I used to call it yarn balls. You have all these different colors of yarn all raveled up and jumbled up in your mind, and that therapist will take that and kind of help you sort all your
Mhm.
colors and put them together, put them where they, hey, what I'm saying, this don't have to deal with this, so we're gonna put that over here, this, and you should focus on this, what I'm saying, going forward and stuff like that. That's how I think of therapy, and I agree with you also. What I'm saying, therapy was not always an option. I remember, it was kind of thrown out there like as an insult, like, you want to go see a shrink? You know what I'm saying? You go,
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Oh, you crazy? You know what I'm saying?
right.
Stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you
You know what I'm
got
saying? That's,
some
yeah,
psychiatric problem or
yeah,
something.
for real, man. You want to go to? I'm like, oh, you want to go to the crazy house? Like, stuff like that. That's how it was, man. But like, I'm here to tell you, man. Like, 'cause I'm like you, Malik. I've been to therapy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole lot of growth that had to be done. And, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Anybody out there that's watching this podcast, probably a clip will be made. My clips are automatically generated. But if a clip get made, I would just tell anybody out there that's on the fence, sitting there going through something, to keep going through something, like just, keep doing the
Talk
same
it out
thing.
with
Yeah,
someone.
talk it out
Yeah.
with somebody.
Gotta
Because
talk it out with
Yeah,
someone.
it's
there's so
okay,
many
man.
different forms of it. So many different forms of therapy. You
Mm-hmm.
can go to therapy for things that you see as flaws within yourself,
Mm-hmm.
or things you've gone through, something you have to talk about. And again, it's just getting a different perspective on whatever that situation is.
Facts of life.
Also, man, you can
What you got?
check with your employers, or someone you may work for,
Yeah,
right? Because a lot of times your insurance actually offers
it
offers
does.
therapy, and I don't
I
think a
tried
lot of
that.
people
Tried
actually
to get
know
my
that.
job. Yeah.
Yeah. So your insurance, it definitely offers,
Oh yeah.
that
Oh
type of
yeah.
treatment
Right.
for you.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. But let me see. Let me see. You got any advice to like if you could go back in time, man, let's say 10, 15 years. You go back in time 10, 15 years, maybe 20 years in our case.
Mhm.
What kind of advice would you give to your younger self about mental health? I can see the wheels turn.
Uh, that's
I
tough
see
because you
it.
said 20 years. I had to damn calculate right quick. That's at 15, right?
Yeah. That's
Well,
15.
that's at 15. At
Mm-hmm.
15 years old. Say the question again. You said that
Like, what would you give? What kind of advice would you give to your younger self about mental health?
knowing what
Mm-hmm.
that's a good question, but a tough question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because at 15, like you really what are you going to high school or you in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So man, you could get all type of things like thrown your way, like man, all type of like distractions, like you may be going through puberty, like
Mm-hmm.
things start to change. And as a kid at 15, what avenue would you take to even deal with something like that? Even if you have an issue that may be going on, some, you know, something, it may not be going on, but I would say find an adult that you can trust, someone that you could talk to like an uncle or a father figure or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that you could speak to about whatever personal issue that you maybe have going on. But I would say myself around that age is to just man, try to think before you react.
That's a big
As
one. That's a big one.
as a
Heck yeah.
teenager, like you may have a tendency to crash out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
I would say around that age, man, just think, like just truly think before are you react to something, because the place that we grew up in, like 15-year-olds, man, are they into all type of stuff. You know what I mean? In the communities that we grew up in, you may be introduced to shit, drugs, guns, violence, or whatever. You may be in a juvenile center around that age at the community that we grew up in.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, I would say truly like count to 10 and think, as cliche as that may sound, that's actually a good method. Stop, think, and see how is this going to benefit me? Is this going to benefit me in the long run? Is this going to benefit me in a positive way? Right? Because we all know right from wrong at that age.
Mm.
You know,
We
so
should. We should. According
we
to your
should.
upbringing, we should.
We
Yeah.
should. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, man, with 20 years, that's such a gap of the age of where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man, that's actually as a 15-year-old. I feel like a lot of mistakes can be made, man, around that age without you even not thinking, because we not
Mm-hmm.
all the way
Yeah, you're not all the
right
way
there.
developed.
Like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have
You
it
don't
all
have
figured
it
out. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But that's a good tough question though, man.
I
If
think
you are that age, and you watching, stop think about the end result, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
the end result, especially if you're into something that you're not supposed to be in, it's not going to end up good for you anyway, right? And you have a long life ahead, man. You have a future that's so much brighter with so many opportunities that's ahead of you to be in the mix of something that may affect you. And if you're going through something, like I said, find a trusted adult that you could talk to and speak it out with them. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? That's
That's
that's my take on it.
for sure. What about you, dude?
I think shit, he said 15, 20 years, yeah, 15 years ago. When I was talking about what I know, like he said, what I mean, for me, 15 years ago, I just became a father. Responsibilities that came with that. If there's anything I can go back and tell myself, even at that time, is to have a certain amount of patience for things, not to be such a person that's quick to react to something. Like he said, counting to 10. See, you know how long 10 seconds is when you really sit down and
It's a
take
long
it?
time we sit down and count.
Right. It's a long time to sit there and think
Minute,
about.
1 minute on the Stairmaster is a long time.
Yes, it is.
10 minutes, 10 seconds. You know what I mean? Like you could get a lot of thoughts across.
Right.
Heck yeah.
For real,
You know
bro.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. But that's like 15 years ago, like I said, as far as that's concerned, like I would really want to have more patience with things, not to be so impulsive and have such a quick reaction to things. As far as the mental side of it, I mean, at that age, I felt like, because I've always, I had to go into the work field like early on when I got on my own. So at that time, I'm already working with and working around older people. I've always felt like I had a good character of people I decided to bring close into my life. You know what I mean? Like I had older cats that I worked with that was giving me the game of like Leak said, Leak at 15. And now 20 years ago, shit, I'm just graduating high school. Shit, just had our 20-year reunion back home a week ago.
Man, shout
That
out
shit
to
was
Easton
that yeah,
on
bro, that shit was unbelievable.
their shout out to Easton on their 20-year reunion, man.
Sure, appreciate that. Oh 05. But 20 years ago, like Lee said, like at that time at 18, you're not really thinking about your mental health. Because if I'm being perfectly honest with you, just to personalize it, we've gone through so much even by that age.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
we've
yeah.
gone through a
indeed.
whole lot even up to that age point. So coming from where we come from and what we went through in our personal life. So I would probably say the same thing Lee said at that age. You know, we only a 3-year difference, and the same thing that he's saying, I could attest to myself. Having someone at that time in your life that's going to take you aside, give you the game, but you also have to have been raised in an environment where it's okay. It was okay to express
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
to,
That's a big one,
you know
dog.
what I
That's a
mean?
big
Like
one. Yeah.
when you grow up where we grew up, and mind you, JJ, me and Malik, we didn't grow up around women. We have 5, 6 brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it was definitely always that get over it, man up mentality that you had to have. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
So
Love.
That was definitely that
yeah.
was definitely all around. That was yeah, cause I had 4 older brothers myself that, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and they would, in a way they were trying to figure it out. And then, our parents upbringing, saying it probably, saying it was our grandparents did the best they could, uh, and you got to realize our family's generation grew up in a crazy time. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of still like a little racial divide when our parents was coming up.
Hmm.
In a sense, that's all they had. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They had to be tough, even though our dads is kind of cuckoo.
And we right. And we're the offsprings and we're the offsprings of that.
Exactly,
So we're
exactly.
the
Good.
ones.
That's a good point, man.
Mhm,
That you said that, right?
mhm,
And it's like what the generation now, things is changing, right?
mhm,
It's a lot more rights being given to,
mhm,
whether your gender, your personality, whatever the case may be, right? So
mhm,
I think this generation got like a free mind but an open mind to things, right?
mhm.
And so much technology and so many resources now that they could just click a button and see it. They kind of know
Right.
how to deal with things. I think that's why, like, man, with the kids that we have are more calmer. I
Mhm.
don't think, man, our kids are like bad or outright or anything, right?
No.
Nah, nah.
Right, because they didn't experience the trauma that we experienced,
Mhm.
right? You know what I mean? I'm not saying that we had a bad upbringing, but
Yeah.
like
Nah, it's kind of like
we experienced things that they would never ever see,
right, right, right. It's kind of
right?
like transfer. It's transferred energy, but it's what you
But
do with that
a
energy.
lot that comes with that, bruh, and I know that I can attest to this, right?
Mhm,
Is you have to be raised with real genuine love,
mhm,
right? You have to know how to deal with things at a young age with patience.
mhm,
And the reason why I say that is because, you mentioned with our parents that they grew up in that era of racism and a little bit of slavery, a little bit
mhm.
before then
On the
by,
tail end of it,
by their
yeah,
parents.
yeah.
So everything
Well, the
was like,
beginning.
let me get a goddamn problem solver, a belt, extension cord, or whatever the case may
Mhm.
be, right? And some
Oh
people
yeah.
may think, down, well, that's the discipline. They'll be all right. I just get over it. Nah, because that's what a trauma builds up,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And the trauma will stay there, right? It'll stay there for years, and you wouldn't even know it.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think now with us seeing certain things and with our generation, we know how to talk with our kids now, right? We know how to listen to them and understand that they have feelings, like they're human. They
Yeah.
see things that go on, right? You know what I mean? That's crazy. It's like you really have to listen to your kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
I seen a video today on social media. A father found out that his 15-year-old son was smoking crack, right? And the way the
I'm not
way
finna
that
play with them, dude.
right it's crazy though, dog, when you think about it, right?
Yeah.
At 15, what is he going through to turn to a drug like that, right? So the way he found out was he figured out, damn man, my son done sold his PlayStation, but he don't know why he's selling it. He thinking maybe he's selling it because his father don't have a job, right? So he's thinking he's selling it to get money or whatever. Okay, so he sold the PlayStation. He sold some furniture around the house, and the dad like, damn, what
Like
man,
all
you
this
selling
shit
all this, but it's not coming back. Like, where's
going.
the money?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because of the trauma that his dad is dealing with, and his daddy didn't talk to him about these things. Now that trauma done just passed down to him, and he
Mm-hmm.
don't even know it. So he done got with a wrong crowd and turned to a drug that's really messing him up now, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now he's selling stuff because he took a drug that's so addictive, and now he just keeps selling things to keep getting more crack. And eventually, it's like, damn, he can't even he can't even solve it because he don't have a trusted adult to go to speak to it about it. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Oh yeah.
I think it's funny that you bring up that point about the whooping thing because do we discipline our kids? Now, obviously, I don't have boys. I have a daughter, so the discipline may be different. But I'm pretty sure my brother doesn't whoop his kids. And guess what? We got whoopings, and we get the same. We could get the same results by talking to them and reasoning with them about something as opposed to abusing them in that manner and thinking that. And again, it was always because that was the slave mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything is passed down from generation to generation,
Mm-hmm.
and at some point the buck has to stop with someone,
Mm-hmm.
and it stopped with our generation. I think. I
And
don't think we
for one,
discipline our
bro,
kids the same.
and for one, I ain't got time to be doing that, right? I take blood pressure medicine. If I feel myself even get outraged, my heart beating fast and shit, right?
Right. Okay.
We're like, we getting
Yeah,
old.
you
Like, I don't even have time to go and do that. I may say it, but he'll give me a serious look first and then start laughing because Dad he ain't finna do that. He's not finna do that.
and
He's
thankfully,
finna
God
talk.
bless
He's
our
finna.
parents to not even have kids where we have to
Now,
be
would
that
they
way.
do a lot of push-ups? Oh yeah, they've been here like a drill sergeant doing some damn push-ups.
Oh yeah.
That's my discipline with them. They can tell you right now. They gonna do a lot of push-ups, a lot of goddamn pull-ups on that pull-up bar right there. And we talk it out, bruh.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I give them the reason why. What's another thing? Our people they just was not doing that. They ain't not finna give you a reason why. I don't give. Man, I'm the parent. This is that. Whatever the case may be. I
Mm-hmm.
get it, right? But we do a lot of talking in
Mm-hmm.
here. Like we do a lot of communicating. I'm not just finna hit you with something. And first of all, it's not really doing nothing, right?
You
Let's talk
creating
this out and
resentment
figure
in
out.
the
Like,
look,
say
you know
if
what
you
I'm
come home with a bad grade or something, right?
saying?
I'm not finna bust your ass 20 times because you got a D in class. Well, why you got a D? Is it something you're not understanding? What can
Right.
we do to help you
Yeah.
understand? Because maybe you really don't understand, especially if I see you trying, but
Mm-hmm.
you're just not getting it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna get a belt and whoop you because you got a D, then what the hell is that going to do? That
Right.
solves no problem. And I'll tell you, I think a lot of mental health deals with some bad
Yeah,
slavery
you
ass
gotta you
whooping.
gotta hit that you gotta hit that applaud button on that one, Jay.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
telling you, bro.
I don't even have my soundboard hooked up, man. It's out of commission right.
That's true as
Look,
hell.
I'm fidgeting because I'm looking for it
Right.
right now. So
I
I'm
just
like,
think
look,
that's the case, man. I just think you
let
really
me see.
gotta have an open communication about things, man. Like and learn how to discuss things with your children, right? Because one day you're going to get old and your children may be the one that's going to have to take care of you, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just think, like I said from the beginning, man, you just have to find a trusted adult that you could talk to. I think a lot of kids deal with things because, like I said, man, you got to have genuine love to be able to deal with certain things, right? And you got to have a spiritual sense in your home. You know what I mean? You got to have God
Yeah.
inside of your house,
Yes.
right?
Can y'all hear me? I got disconnected for a minute.
Yeah.
I was
Yes,
trying
it
to figure
is.
out that. Trying to figure out. See, I was trying to do something, man. I was trying to do something nice, man. I was trying to do something nice. It knocked me out. My bad, my bad. Oh,
But yeah, man, that's a good question.
for sure. Hey, look, man. But for me, before we move on, advice I would give to my younger self, let's say 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Was I? Yeah, I was a new dad as well because my child is 15. You know what I'm saying? I would, oh man, there's a lot of stuff I was going through. You know what I'm saying? I was getting into the work field as well, trying to do school and work till I realized, I dropped out of school because I had to, um, buckle down, work some overtime, because I had a family to support at the time. So, well, not at the time, but in the beginning stages of starting a family. So
Right.
I would have told myself about better opportunities as far as what I was doing at the time. Uh, that would allow me to make more money and focus on school instead of just, busting my ass in that hot warehouse. Um, 20 years ago, um, I would have I would have forced myself to, because coming from, that was after the hurricane. And they were offering us, like, they offered us access to a mentor and certain clubs and stuff like that, like in school, that was available to us. I would have told myself to take advantage of having that mentor, um to help me iron out and navigate myself from an educational standpoint. I probably would have focused more on, uh I know we talk about mental health, but I would have told myself to focus more on physical fitness and, you know, uh, physical health and things of that sort. And would have probably told myself to, set myself up for a better future going forward. Not that I'm doing bad now, what I'm saying, or anything like that, but I would have told myself to, just kind of hunker down with, kind of like what y'all said, just find somebody that you can talk to, somebody that's, already up in the world and is navigating it, oh, pretty good, and just getting with them and have them, help me along the way. But yeah, that's what I would have did. That's my take. Short, sweet, to the point. You know what I'm saying? But and this one is kind of segueing to the rest of the segments in this show, where we probably gonna argue about football, but we shouldn't, because we all root for the same people. Um, why are sports sometimes a man's only safe space, and how can we change that?
Well, that's a good question too. It's a man's safe place because we're competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're natural born competitors. I gotta win. I don't want to lose. Right? You know what I
Right.
mean? That's just what it is. But even playing sports, it builds discipline. It builds character. It
Mm-hmm.
builds a little bit of male ego. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Positive
it could
male
be,
ego.
it could be whether you tie your shoe, playing Madden, racing.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
gotta win. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta be first. Like we want to be first,
Mm-hmm.
right? And not knowing that there are so many other different things in the world, man, that you
Mm-hmm.
can be. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's cliche, but a doctor, lawyer, engineer. It's so many other things. Even nowadays, man, you got so many things. Like with Chase, he takes a class for freaking AI on Sundays with a private, guy who teaches him about building systems with AI and coding and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's just so many other opportunities other than sports. We look at sports mainly too because the environment that we grew up in, and that's our way out,
Yeah, that's a way out.
so to
Yeah,
say, right?
definitely.
Like we want to, I think everybody in those type of communities, whether are you in a low income community or living in poverty, right? You wanna get mom that house, you wanna get mom that car, you wanna get out of that neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's our safe space because it gets us away from distractions that's in the streets. It gets us away from distractions of what we go home to, man, in our environment. So when we go to sports, like we want it, it's deep down in the soul to play. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? As opposed to now, some kids today don't feel that they play because my mom and dad just want me to play so I could get off Fortnite, so I could get off my tablet, so I could, which is cool. Every kid may not like sports, and that's okay. I don't think a lot of us was told that that's okay if you don't like something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because of the environment that we grew up in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. There's so many other opportunities in the world, man, other than sports. I know. I tell my kids all the time, this is not the do all end all for you. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like you have a ton of other things that you could be doing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I think now me learning more, and it's just to piggyback on what Abdul said, is having that patience, right, to understand, right? With my oldest, with Chase, man, I was so hard on him, like when he was young with sports, you know what I mean? Like, you got to get it, you know what I mean? As opposed to now with Malcolm, it's a little bit more patience, right?
Mm-hmm.
You learn the second time
Yeah,
around,
exactly.
right? You know what I mean? Like, damn, he
Yes,
was
indeed.
young. He ain't even had to be out there all day running around. He probably could have been into something else he really liked, which he still does.
Mm-hmm.
But now, shit, he loves it. He really loves it. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? But he also loves the other stuff that he do, and that's
Mm-hmm.
and that's great. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
What about you,
Yeah.
dude?
I think the reason why we gravitated to sports, let's talk about the mental aspect of it, what it does for a man. Those the greatest role models in our lives where we came from, the communities we came from,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
especially
indeed.
park ball coaches,
Mm-hmm.
because the difference
Yeah.
between school coaches and park ball coaches did the shit for the love of the game. They weren't making a salary off what the fuck they was doing.
Mm-mm.
Like
No.
we had a coach in the East, Coach Pat, that coached every damn thing under the sun. Did
Other
he
shit.
have a knowledge in everything? To a certain degree, yeah. But those were those times where you had good role models. When you think, like Malik said, the way sports was for us, it was just a competitive shit. Like, and to this day, we are that way. If me and Lee cook up, we'd go play basketball. A couple years ago, my sister, Malik's wife, Indy, recorded me and Malik trying to fucking race and run. We both about to pull hamstrings and shit.
Just
So we
don't
out
know,
there
boy. I
trying to
went
outrun each other. You feel me?
giving it our all. Giving it our all.
But that's
Later
just
on
the
that day,
competitive nature. You jump
I'm
on the
in the
game of
tub I
Madden.
can't fit in
Right.
with Epsom salt.
You jump on the game of Madden or something. You competitive, man. And for me, the reason why I said, the whole thing about the patience, because my daughter is not competitive like that. She played a sport of volleyball, but she don't have a passion for it. And I would never want to make her do something that she don't have a passion for. Because I
Mm-hmm.
have a passion to when I played sports. We didn't always have the opportunities we probably should have had in sports back then, but that competitive nature never leaves, and it carry on through other things in your life that you want to accomplish. But it all started, like Lee said, with sport. These kids nowadays, they don't have to have that hunger that we had because they got all this different shit. They got AAU. That's why a lot of kids that play, they have the NILs. So it's like, where's the passion coming from if all of these things are being handed to you in high school and in college by the time you get to the pros? So for women, the reason why there's a difference, like Lee said, are women competitive with sports? Yeah. But sports was initially made for men. They started to integrate. That's why there's still certain sports that women, they would never have a woman version of that. They would never have a woman version of football. So, man, JJ must have got kicked out of the stream.
He gone.
But that's what it is, bro. Like they'll never have that from a woman's perspective. So that's why, like I
Hold
said,
on.
when it
Yeah.
comes to us playing
It didn't cut
sports,
out on y'all, did it?
that's good.
Yeah, I had cut out for a minute. It
Yeah.
having difficulties on this end. I apologize.
Nah, you good, man. But like I said, these kids nowadays, they don't have to have that appetite to go out there and get it. Like Leak said, with his son, Leak was that.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, sometimes, bro, I only have one, but they always say that you learn everything as a parent with that first.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you go through so much with that first child that the second and third and fourth, if God bless you to have multiple kids,
Mm-hmm.
your parenting gets better. Everything about you gets better overall.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what that is. But I think sports, from a male's perspective, and how that helps with the mental, it taught you, like Lee said, how to be disciplined. One thing about certain sport, it taught me how to be accountable. It taught me to be punctual.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you said it before. I reached out to you separately. I'm like, yo, it's about to be 2 o'clock. I'm like, yo, you sent the link yet? Malik did the same thing. We didn't know each other did that. Yeah, we did, but that's just our mentality of where we come from.
Time.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there typing it in, man. I'm like what the? I started looking for cameras in my room. I'm saying, man,
We ready today, man. It's
Right.
showtime.
yes,
Right.
indeed. Okay, but for me, man, I'ma just uh I'ma say probably something a little different. Um, I know we were talking about winning and things like that. And that's the goal. That's always the goal. But also feel like, what I'm saying, depending on what type of headspace you in, what I'm saying, figuring out how to be a good loser. And what I mean by that is how to, it's like to take it on the chin, mentality. Pause if needed, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? Be able to, get knocked down and get back up and get better each and every time. And, I feel like that's how it is with, with parenting and just coming up in the world. Period. Just being a good loser, just learning how to improve on each and every flaw that, is exposed in a loss or whatever. And also, having a positive ego. You want to have something like that type of ego that kind of acts like your rocket propellers that kind of just keep pushing you forward, like Malik said, to be the best doctor, to be the best lawyer, to be the best teacher. And we need a lot more of those in the world. We need a lot of, like, we need I feel like that's one thing we missing in the world today. We're missing a lot of people that's in the teaching world that's like really driven, like really have that passion to educate future generations and be the best at it. I feel like that's missing. You know what I'm saying?
Better
Yeah,
lawmakers.
better lawmakers, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We
Lawmakers.
need that too. We need people out there focused on really being, the best. And I feel like, what I'm saying, for me, what I'm saying, like just having a positive ego, that's what pushes me to be the best. I mean, I drive trucks for a living. Malik, you drive trucks for a living. Abdul is gonna be the entrepreneur that moves the whole family forward. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
Yeah.
even me in truck driving, dude, I'm always trying to be the best. You know, truck driver. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get all the information, you know, about whatever I'm hauling. A lot of times when I get to a customer site and they be like, "Hey man, what does this stuff do?" I mean, well, this, and this. Is like, well, I didn't ask for all that, but man, it was good to know. You know what I'm saying? But that's how my ego works. You know what I'm saying? I'm always trying to be the best. You know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? I always try to be the best. You know what I'm saying?
I tell my daughter, bro, if you give your best,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to win at everything in life. That's why it's so important not to give your kids everything that they want, because you'll be setting them up for failure. But if you could give something your all, you could live. You'll be able to live with the results of whatever that is. So that's what it really means to be a good loser. Not to
Positive,
accept defeat,
positive. Yeah, yeah,
but
absolutely.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about accepting defeat as it is more about just understanding. Well, I gave it my all.
Mm-hmm.
If you give it your all, you can sleep better at night. You can live with the results.
And
Mm-hmm.
improve on it. Always improve. Always improve.
Yeah.
Okay. Now with that being said, man, let's talk about football, man. Let's argue about some football.
Do it. Put me a drink for this one.
I'm with you. I'm with
At
you,
least I
cuz.
already know
I'm,
we go
I'm
at it.
with you,
We go
cuz.
at
I'm
it
with you.
tonight.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'll pour a drink for this one. I said I was gonna switch my team, man, but my wife bought me this Saints. She bought me some Saints gear for my birthday. You know,
Hey, I said the
I
same
gotta
thing.
represent black and
I
gold.
said the same thing, son. Look, after that draft, I was like, I'm rooting for the Ravens. Fuck it. I'm like,
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm going to the Bengals. I'm not even fucking with the Saints. Tyler Shark and whoever else they got, not fooling with that. I'm
Oh
not getting a
shit!
headache
I was
from
like,
watching these
man, look,
people disappoint me.
man, bro. I was like,
Right.
I had my number 8 jersey ordered, son. I was gone.
So like watching this kid, right? And, seeing his Instagram posts and the music he put on there, and I'm starting to like
You liking him over Rattler?
of him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I still think we need a vet, man. I wouldn't throw that rookie in the fire like that. The only way I would throw him in that fight like that, if he was a surefire first round pick, which he wasn't.
Nah, he was.
I still think we drafted him kind of early,
We did.
but he could sling the rock, bro. But Rattler, of course, is a year into the NFL as being a pro, so
But that rookie
he's
ain't no young
played.
ass
Nah,
rookie,
he
right?
not.
Ain't he
Nah,
like 25,
dude,
Yeah,
26?
well, he
bro.
had a lot of injuries
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
whatnot.
Man, look, bro.
And typically, them guys that get drafted like that, 25, 26 years old, it don't really pan out.
Uh-huh.
But he got some moxie about him. He got some swag to him. I don't know if y'all saw the little clip with the St. Brown brothers or something like that. And one of the brothers that played for the Saints, he was like, I ain't too much of a fan of the food that they
Oh
have
yeah,
down there.
yeah, I saw
It
that.
was overrated. Well, he told him, well, that's probably why he's not on the team. You know
Right,
what
he
I mean?
did.
So I like that he represents the city. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I'm
Yeah.
all for any player that we may draft, like whether that's the Pelicans or the Saints, dog. If you show love to the city, I can respect that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? At least you want to be there. I want somebody that want to be
That's a
there.
fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That is a fact. Nah, but since we talking about quarterbacks, all right, dun dun dun. All right, man. Right. Top 5 NFL. I mean, top 5 NFC South quarterbacks of all time. Let me see.
All the
Let me
time.
see if my list match your list.
I'm
Well,
not putting nobody ahead of Drew, even though Brady came over
Uh
there
huh.
and got him one.
Uh huh.
Drew,
Okay.
uh, Brady wasn't in the South a
And now
long
he
time.
wasn't.
You know what I
No,
mean?
he wasn't.
we can't put him in this.
But he came over there and
Ah.
just won that bitch. Jared Cook, it's your fault. It's your
All
fault.
right.
It's Jared Cook's fault. But man, I gotta go with Drew, man.
Okay.
Number two, I gotta go with Matt Ryan, bro.
Okay. Okay. I'll take that.
Number
I'll
2.
take that.
Number 3.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop you right now, Malik. I'm gonna stop you right now. You see
Mm-hmm.
that look on your brother's face? he
Yeah.
finna hit both of us over the head. But continue.
No, so far I'm
It
like, I
continue.
mean, first of all, ain't nobody going over
Oh,
Drew like
nah,
that.
nah, nah.
Yeah, Drew,
Okay.
right?
Drew.
Drew, Matt
Okay.
Ryan. Number 3 may shock y'all, but this just off the dome of me seeing him
Okay.
play. Actually, no, I can't put him number 3. I gotta put Cam at number 3.
Okay. Okay.
I gotta put Cam at number 3.
Okay.
I put him at 4 though, because he gave us fits and he gave the South fits. I gotta go with Jake DeLone.
Okay. Okay.
I gotta go with Jake DeLone. Number 5. Wait.
Yeah.
Rewind,
Uh-huh. I
rewind,
knew he missed it. I knew he
rewind.
missed it. I
Yeah.
knew he did.
Give me Drew.
Okay. All right. I know who you putting in the 2 spot now.
Who I put at 2?
You put Matt
Matt
Ryan.
Ryan.
Matt Ryan. I gotta put Matt Ryan at 2. Give me Cam.
Okay.
Give me Mike Vick
Okay.
at
All right.
4.
I knew he missed somebody.
And give me Jake DeLone at 5.
Okay.
That's the 5. Without Brady, I'm gonna exclude Brady. He wasn't in the South long
I
enough.
got you.
Yeah.
But he came to that bitch and won a ring. So it's like
Okay.
he's in the class by himself,
Okay.
bro.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What? All right. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
That's my top 5.
Top 5.
Come on with it.
I mean, my shit's real similar to Lee. Like, I got Drew. I actually have a toss up with 2 or 3 with Cam and Matt Ryan.
Okay.
However you want to put
Yeah.
them, it's true. Because that nigga Matt Ryan gave us fits.
Yes, he
Gave
did.
us
Yes, he
fits.
He
did.
didn't have success as a team
Yeah.
against us,
Nah.
but his
numbers.
ass
Yeah.
gave us
Yeah.
fits.
His numbers.
He
Yeah.
lined it up.
Yeah. He would.
Yeah. Cam was no problem for us. Because I base things on for how the things fared out to it with people too. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna probably go to another homer. I'm gonna go with Aaron Brooks.
Okay.
When them first 3 years of Aaron Brooks, he was slinging that motherfucker, boy.
He was.
He was slinging that motherfucker.
He's better than Archie Manning,
And
despite
he's
what
not
people
on
say.
the tier. He's not on the same tier with Drew and Matt Ryan, but he's above.
No.
He's better than that second tier when you think of Jameis or Freeman.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, he's better than them.
You don't even mention Freeman. Don't even mention
Yeah.
Josh Freeman. Don't even talk about it.
I'm trying to think. Trying to think of the other quarterbacks because the Saints and the Falcons had the same quarterback for so damn long.
For years, man.
But you got to put Vic on there.
Got to.
So number 5.
And we got to remember the South was established, what, in 2002,
2002.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, the first year Tampa won the Super Bowl.
Which was Trent Dilfer.
Right.
Right, but
Hold on. No.
Was it?
Oh, was it?
No, it wasn't Trent.
Bob Johnson.
Yeah, Brad Johnson won that
Brad
Super Bowl.
Johnson.
Brad Johnson. I couldn't think of his name.
He
But
said
I
Trent
remember that
Dilfer.
funny helmet he had.
I'm
I
trying to
remember
think
that
of a
big
number
stupid
5.
helmet he had.
So let me see, what quarterbacks Atlanta had?
It's
Vic,
hard to name. Vic,
Chris
Matt
Chandler.
Ryan, Chris Chandler.
Just Vic and Matt Ryan is all I could think of.
In that division, in that
Yeah.
South division. Yeah.
And Tampa, you know what? Nah, I can't fucking put Jameis on there. I can't put Jameis on there. Jameis.
Not 30 for 30
I look
and never
forward
wins.
to Jameis game.
I
I'm
don't
trying
think
to
he
think
ever
of a
won a
quarterback
playoff
that I
game.
fear.
Yeah, I don't think he won a playoff game either.
Nah. Damn, Lee. We probably gonna have to have the same because I can't think of someone else that's better than Jake DeLone. That was in the South.
And we had Jake DeLone.
Right.
But he went to Carolina, he was a dog.
Yeah, he was. He took the ass to the Super Bowl.
He did.
Yeah.
So you got Drew,
I got Drew. I got Matt Ryan. Cam. I got Vic.
You got Vic.
I'm gonna have to bump Jake DeLone and go with Aaron Brooks. That's my 5.
All right. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I will take that. Okay. On mine, my list is very, very, very similar. But see, I got Drew. Drew's my number 1. Number 2, I got Cam. Cam
Yeah.
was always one of my favorite quarterbacks. That's just me.
Cam took his team to the Super Bowl too,
That's
so
just me.
15 and
And he
1.
won an MVP
Yeah, cause
Yeah, he
Cam,
damn sure did.
cause I always said, man,
and rookie.
and I called Cam's draft. I won a bet against my brother Marcus because of Cam. I said, look, first round draft pick is gonna be a quarterback. And he was like, no, it's not, this, that, and that. I was like, dude, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a quarterback. And he was like, okay, who you think it's gonna be? I said, put another bet in, and I'll tell you who it's gonna be. He was like, all right, we bet on it. I said, it's gonna be a quarterback and it's gonna be Cam Newton. He's like, nah, bro, Cam ain't going for it. I was like, okay.
He
I was
was
like, okay.
surefire #1.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
After a
I
natty,
wonder who he
after
had.
after a national championship,
I don't know.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to get him on here one of these days. And hey, man, I want to ask you
surefire.
something, man. Who did you have? Like, hey, Marcus, if you watch, I know you gonna be watching this podcast. Tell me who you had going #1. I need to know for that draft. But okay, I got Drew Brees, Cam Newton. At #3, I had to put Michael Vick, dog. You know how
Mm-hmm.
like people don't like Saints fans don't. Well, Saints
He
fans
gave
know.
us headaches.
Yes, bro. And dog, look. They be like,
He
who
the
y'all
only.
playing?
I don't mean to cut you off
Yeah,
though,
go ahead.
but Michael Vick was the only quarterback. And Leak know this. We actually rooted for that nigga. Like
We
everybody was
did.
like, who didn't like Michael Vick?
He was that exciting to watch,
Mm-hmm.
bro. You
Right,
actually
bro.
rooted for Vic, bro.
And people wanted the
I
Michael
rooted
Vick
for that
cleats.
brother.
Yes, bro.
You know
Yeah, I
what I
sure
mean?
did. I sure did.
Right.
I sure did.
I rooted for Vic too, bro. He was so exciting to watch. And then when you got Madden
Yes.
24,
Not Madden.
Madden
2004.
2004,
Yeah.
and saw that speed at 100,
Uh
you was like, oh,
huh.
I'm just taking off and running with him all day.
Right.
Nah, I used to see that dude do some amazing things. You know what I'm saying? While we was watching the game at Nana House, dog.
So
I
I
see.
remember me and Malik, we was kids, bro. We in our bedroom, we watching that game against him in Minnesota when he made the
Minnesota,
two players collide. We up in that
he
bitch
threw
jumping
that
like the
joint in
nigga
the
was
air.
playing for the Saints.
When he ran that game winner in and threw it in the air,
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
man.
Yeah.
But who your last
My
two,
last
cuz?
two, I got Matt Ryan, of course, because like
Mm-hmm.
you said, statistically, like his numbers versus the Saints.
He a dog.
Yeah, yeah. It's just,
Dude, he was a
you know what I'm
dog.
saying? It's just, uh,
Out of Boston College, he was a
yeah,
dog.
bro.
Right.
Yeah, and I look, man, y'all gonna be mad at me. I threw Tom Brady on there, dog. I just had to. I just had to.
He
That
played
nigga
in
was
the
there for
South,
what, 2
what,
years?
three?
he what 3 years?
Two?
What 3? I thought it was
No, he
3.
played
No, it was
three.
3.
He
Three.
played
Yeah,
3?
he played 3.
Right? 2020, 2021,
He
2022.
played good. He played good.
He was garbage that
He
last
was
year,
good.
though.
Yeah. He was.
But, bro, we had his
Yeah,
number.
we had the
In
Saints definitely had the
2020.
Bucks number.
We had his number,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
yeah.
DA had his number with that defense.
I think Da.
Because
Yeah.
that's the year we beat them 9-0,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
In
We
Tampa.
felt,
Yeah, that was that a Monday night game too. That was a primetime
Yeah, it
game
was.
too.
It was a
bro,
primetime game.
you know what was my favorite moment against Brady,
What
right?
was it? Was the first
This was
game?
my favorite
The
moment
first game?
against, man, it's a couple of them. But this probably was my favorite. I don't know if y'all
What
remember,
you got?
right?
He said,
We was playing in the dome. PJ picked it off, right? But DeMario was standing like this, waiting for Brady to like move
Yeah, I remember that.
and run, and he was gonna crack his ass. And Brady, he let the play just go by and let him score. Like DeMario was literally
He was
like,
like, make a move,
you know, because
nigga.
it's free will at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
right.
But it was a picture, bro. I gotta get that picture. I'm gonna frame it if I get it. And if this get to DeMario, I need you to sign that for me. Shit, gangsta. He was just standing there, dog, like waiting for him to run, and I just know he wanted to rock his ass so bad.
I thought you was going to say that CD Deuce one.
That one too, and see to hit him with
Yeah.
the
Yeah, that was crazy.
bro.
Hey,
Listen,
look,
dog,
look,
listen,
look.
right?
That was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy.
Let me tell you, I called Chauncey to the Saints in that draft. I still got the screenshot saying it like You know, like when they asked, like, who do y'all want the Saints to draft in this round? I said, give me Chauncey Gardner-Johnson out of Florida, right?
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
and then my cousin the kid was like, damn, Lee, bro, you called that.
Damn sure did.
Bro, I'm still a Chauncey fan. I don't care. Nobody say how he feel. I like the way he played with us. I like a dog like that.
You gotta have old thrown off ignorant
You
ass
need
nigga
a
on
throwed off.
the team.
You need a throwed off player on your team, bro. Like you know how Kyle Turley
Yeah.
was on
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
offense.
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We need a radical on defense. Like shout out to Chauncey, man.
Right.
I'm still a fan of Chauncey till this day.
Okay. I'm just all right, I'm gonna ask this, man. Since I know y'all did Tom Brady just rent a Super Bowl or does he deserve that top 5 spot?
Well, he beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He showed Mahomes like, yeah, you good, but I'm that. I'm the one y'all gonna be chasing
Yeah,
forever.
for
Like
real.
Jordan. You know what I
Nah, for
mean?
real.
I'm the one y'all gonna chase, dog. He's just and if y'all remember, he kind of changed their offense when he bought AB,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? He bought AB, good five. He
Well,
bought AB, yeah, and like, oh, just watching Brady, bro. You ever listen to like Brady speak in like interviews? Dog, he has that
yeah.
killer
That
dog.
dude
He got
sneaky.
that
That he
dog.
got like that
I'm gonna be
sneaky,
honest with you.
sneaky killer instinct.
I look at that Super Bowl run a little bit different. It's like how
Because we
people
have fans.
that's the only thing, Lee, because that play nigga when he played in the Superdome in that
Bruh,
playoff
Mm-hmm.
game,
do
it
you
was
know
quiet
how
as a church
loud the
mouse.
crowd would have been if we had fans?
And let's not act like, bro, it's different for the defense if he played on defense. But he played a position that he would have been directly affected just by a crowd being there.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh,
That has to play a part in this.
Mm-hmm.
that
I
was a
hear you.
big.
I
You know
hear you.
what? Yeah, that I didn't think about that, but yeah, that was a big factor.
I
I
hear you.
mean, I respected
I think we
putting it
would have.
in
I
top
think I don't
five
know, bro.
because I mean, who else? Who else was? I'm just, my top five consists of the ones who was
In the
in the
I got
South.
you.
Now if you
For
say
wow
the
wow.
AFC East where he played, that's
Right.
I
history.
got you. I
Right.
He
got you.
still got it stamped to this
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
Uh, man, that sucks that we didn't have fans that year.
Yeah.
I got you.
That was another year. We was pretty good.
I felt like even the first time we played him, when Janoris caught that pick six, I was like, damn, like we got a defense. Cause all we needed was somebody
And
opposite
we
of
was the bro.
Lattimore.
We was the only defense that he had trouble with that year.
That's what I'm saying. Like we had a good slot with Chauncey,
Mm-hmm.
PJ on the back end at safety
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. Like the way that DA mixed that whole little secondary up was raw.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we just needed somebody opposite of Laddie. We know what Laddie gonna
Mm-hmm.
do.
Right.
I just thought we had the defense that year to like really like fuck him up, man. And if we had fans that year, bro, I just know it'd have been a different result. Like we really could have went on a 4-year Super Bowl run
Man, bro.
from 17 to 2020.
Man,
You know
dog.
what
Oh, we done had some
I
disappointing
mean?
moments, dog.
Right.
At
Yeah.
least in the last 5 years. At least in
No,
the
bro.
last five.
I still think about, man, the NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a business,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It definitely is. Yeah.
Why wouldn't y'all want Drew versus
And
Brady in a
that's what I
Super
was that,
Bowl
bruh.
in Atlanta? In Atlanta, like
I don't know, dog. I was thinking that same
that
shit.
shit hurt, bro. That shit hurt. That no call hurt.
They
Oh, you talking
did.
about
Nah, you
2019?
talking? Yeah,
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 bro.
dog.
2018 was the year that we
Was it
would have been
2018 or
playing the
29?
Patriots.
20?
Yeah, it was 20. It was 2019. Because what you call them, the
2019.
Patriots
Yeah, that's right. I'm
they
sorry.
beat
I'm
the
sorry.
Rams 10-3.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been 2019 the Super Bowl, but 2018
I
season,
got you.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that year because 2019 we lost to the Vikings in the wild
Mm-hmm.
card when
Yeah,
dude
I was
caught
at that. Me and Cuz was at that game.
the touchdown on PJ. But
That was a non-call on the push off, but
Yeah,
PJ gave us
but
some
PJ
shit.
should have never been in that
Nah,
position.
he
Yeah.
shouldn't have. Nah, he shouldn't have.
Boy,
Against
and when that
Kyle
shit
Rudolph.
happened, it was so quiet in that Superdome, bro.
I know that.
I bet.
Everybody had that. Me and Lee got this shit we call a lump. Everybody had that fucking lump in their
No,
throat.
I just knew that day wasn't our day for some reason.
I
I just
felt that
knew.
shit at the beginning of the game too. I was like, man,
I
I
knew
don't
Kirk
know.
Cousins was going to,
I don't know.
like,
I felt that shit at the
Lattimore
I'm
was
beginning of
off
telling you,
the
I
game.
was
his
like,
game.
man, I don't know, dog. It's just not.
Lattimore getting tore up by goddamn Adam Thiel, and I'm like, yeah,
I'm telling you,
bring on
son.
the division
I
round. We
caught
going home
it's just
tonight. They ain't even. They
Erie.
must have went the Ace of Spades, Nola the night before or
Right.
something.
Erie was just
They
in,
ain't done
man,
that.
dog. Erie was just in the air that day, dog. It was just real eerie. I was like, man, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, dog. I don't know. Like, come on, son, come on, bro. You gotta get excited. I don't know, bro. And I ain't do my routine that day either, dog. I was like, I don't know, bro. I think they gonna find some type of way. And that's how I be feeling as a Saints fan sometimes, man. I'll be like,
Yeah,
dog,
I'm superstitious like
yeah,
shit like
yeah. I'll
that.
be like, how they gonna
Yeah,
screw us today? Like, how they gonna fuck
right.
us up today? You know what I'm saying? That's how I be thinking as a Saints fan. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was more so because of Sean Payton's ego with the commissioner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all
Hey,
remember he
man.
wore that clown shirt underneath
Oh yeah. Oh
a
yeah.
shirt he had
He
on.
Yeah.
had that blue shirt
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
Roger Goodell with the clown.
Like, why would you do that? Why would you bring that turmoil upon the
Hey
organization like
man. Hey man.
Damn, that's true.
that? Yeah,
I mean, that's why I like Sean Payton, dog. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I
I
still
can't
like
help but
Sean.
like him, dog. Like even if he,
Well, that made me want to hop on that mat now.
man, come on with it, dog. Hey, I fired up, dog. Shit, I owe Malik, dog. Yeah.
Nah, you got me last time. I owe you.
I owe Malik, dog. Nah, but let me
I
see.
got
Let me see. I'm trying to see.
what you got, son.
Let's build the perfect NFC South quarterback. Now we done listed our top fives. All right. All
Mm.
right. Yeah. We're gonna have some fun today.
Yeah, I like that. I like that
We're
one.
gonna build the perfect NFC South quarterback. Arm strength. We got arm strength, legs, leadership, swag, uh, and prime time capability, which I'm gonna call it clutch. All right, so we're gonna go. All right, we're gonna start off with arm strength.
Arm
Yep.
strength.
Not accuracy, just
Not
arm
Right.
strength.
accuracy. Not
Accuracy.
that's Drew Brees
We
all
know where
day.
we going with accuracy.
That's the
Accuracy,
yeah.
we
Dog,
going with Drew.
this is crazy, right?
Accuracy got to be Drew.
Arm strength, dog.
Arm strength. Come
I'm gonna
on
go
with
with Jameis with the arm
Dog, I'm
strength.
gonna take James.
Right? Yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna go with Jameis with the arm strength.
He could absolutely bomb that. I was gonna say Brady, but dog,
Jameis.
James. When I seen him throw that ball when we was at the Jacksonville game,
uh-huh.
I do against the
Okay.
Packers. When he
Yeah.
threw that thing to Deontay Harris,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with James arm strength, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
He slung that bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little biased. I'm a little biased. You know, I'm gonna say I got to say Cam, man. That's just me. I gotta say Cam. I done seen Cam.
Cam did have
Man,
he
dude,
had a
I
strong
done
arm.
seen Cam.
A bad
I
choice.
done seen Cam get nailed, and the motherfucker still sells 60 yards.
Yeah,
I,
even Vic,
yeah, Vic did have a Cam.
Vic
Vic just
flick of the wrist.
yeah, Vic did, yeah, Vic. Man, you remember that? Hey, not a lot of people remember this. I tell this to some people, like, you know, because I see a lot of people every day, going to these different delivery sites and stuff. Do y'all remember that commercial where they had Vic throwing the ball and the receiver was catching it and flying
And
back?
jumping
Yeah,
back.
Drew back.
It
Yeah,
was taking a
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah, I remember that.
that's what I
They said that boy throw 70-yard bullets.
man do.
Right.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it take like you leave your feet. That's why I was always scared. I remember they had like a you know, remember when you used to be able to go to the Saints practices and stuff like that. I was scared to catch a ball from one of the whoever was the quarterback at the time. I remember Aaron Brooks used to come to our school. They were like, "Who wants to play catch?" Not me.
What?
They said you that nigga cousin. Nope. I'm good. He'll break my fingers.
He
Right.
threw a pretty ball,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah, he did. But okay, this one is obvious, but you know what I'm saying? Make you think about it. All right, the legs of. Now we said the arm strength, the legs of who?
We supposed to say this all together?
Yeah,
1, 2, 3.
yeah,
Now, legs,
legs of.
you talking speed or you just
Just
footwork? What we
just the
talking?
legs. Like if he had, we
Vic,
had Vic,
Yeah.
Vic all
That's why I
day.
said
Vic,
we supposed to say
Yeah,
this
I
part all
said
together. Nigga
what
said,
we
say it with
talking?
me now.
Vic,
Michael
no
Vick.
Michael
question.
Vick.
No, Vic,
Yeah, all day, Michael Vick. Okay, leadership
Drew,
all
Drew.
day,
Drew again.
Drew all day, all day.
Drew,
All right,
all
all
day long.
right, swag.
Cam.
Cam,
He said, look at me,
he
Dad.
got the spats, he got the cleats, he got the, you know what I
Man,
mean?
I
Yeah.
seen a clip the other day with
Cam for sure.
yeah, I saw a clip the other day where Cam Jordan and Cam Newton was, they were talking. I don't know if they were doing like a little his podcast, whatever. They go that Thunder. I don't know if they were doing his podcast or whatever, but
Probably Cam.
yeah, um, they was Cam Jordan was talking about how one team workout over here. They were respective area. This respective area, and Cam over there
Mm-hmm.
working out. You know what I'm saying? Cam just had the reason I like Cam. Cam just like you could look at him, you could just see the confidence in his eyes, like always, and it never faded, dog. Like
Yeah.
and he just like that's always how you know
Well,
what's up.
he's from Atlanta,
Yeah,
and they kind of built like people from New Orleans. You know
yeah,
what I
for
mean?
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
That's why it's such a good rivalry, because
His
the
team
boys
was
are from
on
back
like,
now.
yeah.
yeah, for real, for real, for real. So that's why, yeah. So I would say the swag and Cam. Yeah, we all agree on it. All right,
Water, bitch.
prime time clutch capability.
Prime time clutch,
Prime time clutch.
That's true.
I
Drew.
don't know, dog. I
Yeah.
can't say Drew. I can't say.
I done seen Drew win a lot of games with a bad defense under two. You got to think about Drew 2 minute
Oh, you
game.
talking about? Oh,
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You talking about? So I know what game you talking about. I know exactly what game you talking about.
Bro,
Carolina.
it's
You can think
plenty.
about that
Is that
Carolina game.
Carolina game or the Carolina or that New York game? That was
Yeah,
horrible
like
defense. He got 6 bombs on us that game. You know what I'm saying?
And
Drew, bro,
Drew had to throw 7
7
touchdowns to
touchdowns
win
just
the
to win the
damn
damn
game.
game. So yeah, I can see that.
for
I can
us
see
to
that.
win. Just just based off that
I
alone.
got you. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I concede. I say Drew. My hands is up. Don't shoot. I
Who
say
would
Drew.
you have said though?
Brady,
Man, nah. I wouldn't have put Brady in there.
Matt Ryan.
I would have had to put like prime time clutch
Matt
capability.
Ryan ass was plus too though.
Man, I think,
He was.
man, bro,
But I feel like Drew did it so much.
It
yeah,
became routine. Yeah.
No, you got to think. We used to put up 40 points like it was
yeah,
nothing.
we did.
Like,
Right.
Yeah, like.
if betting was big back then, I'd be a rich man with Drew.
Nah.
Especially that 2009 season, and
What?
especially that
300 yards?
2011.
Mm,
And over.
yeah, for real.
Hold on, let me ask y'all something real
What you
quick.
got?
Y'all take the 2009 team or y'all taking 2011? Forget the Super Bowl. Obviously, we won the Super Bowl, but 2009 or 2011, the
I'm
team
taking.
that lost to San
I'm
Francisco.
taking the
Bro,
2011 team. That was like the most prolific
I
offense
gotta take
probably ever,
Jimmy
dog.
Graham.
Like
I
you had
gotta take
playmakers everywhere.
2011,
You had
dog.
playmakers everywhere, dude. I think that team set so many records, man. When you think about it.
What? Let me tell you, this was the difference. The difference was Jimmy Graham.
Right.
Hmm.
And
Because we
Sproles.
had the same receivers. We had Colston, Moore,
What about
uh,
Sproles against Reggie?
I'm taking Reggie, dog, all day. I can't.
I'm taking that 2011 Sproles.
bro, I'm
I gotta
taking
take Reggie,
Sproles.
dog. I'm biased.
We
I'm
2009
say
biased. I'm
Reggie.
biased
I'm
though.
gonna tell you
What
why.
you got?
This is why we say Reggie, right? Because he's exciting.
Mm,
Electrifying.
He's electrifying. But bro, Sproles did it all that year. Punt
yeah,
returner,
that's
like
true.
kick return. He took one back.
He was
Like
definitely a thorn in everybody's
a
size, dog.
catch his screen. Like that took.
He just
That 2011 offense was one of the greatest offenses in
yeah,
history.
that dude, that Sproles was definitely electric in that offense, dog. You knew every time he touched
We
the
had,
ball,
oh
bro,
my,
touchdown. I'm saying, oh shit, that's a touchdown.
bro, we had so many weapons, bro.
That
Like when you
offensive
think
line
about
in
the
2011.
receivers, you really don't think about a wide receiver 1, 2, 3, 4
You
with them
well,
groups
see, you can't with Drew because Drew he distributed
because
the
they
ball
all
everywhere.
could get, but at the same time they all could get off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
From Lance Moore to
yeah,
Meacham to Devery to Colston, they all could get
and
off. You know
they
what
all
I mean?
had their
you're right.
specialties, man.
That different. The only difference is Jimmy
Jimmy.
and
Yeah, you
Sproles
couldn't match
because
it. Yeah, they was hard
they was
And
matchups.
we got to
matching
remember, like Pierre Thomas got knocked out that
Mm,
game.
that San Francisco
yeah,
game. Yeah,
man.
Ooh, Whitner put a hit
Ooh,
on
don't
him.
remind me that pisses me off, dog. That
Oh, he
pisses me
put a hit
off,
on
dog.
him. Oh my
I
Jesus.
feel like that was the first damn drive at the goal
Mm.
line.
Yeah, it was the first
That
drive.
pisses me off, bro. I'm telling you, that will always piss me off till this day.
Harper with his garbage ass. Fuck, can't
Man,
cover.
Harper.
That nigga Harper can stop the run, but that nigga can't cover.
Nah,
He can't
nah.
Nah,
He
cover
was
a walk up.
he was
that
a
brother
true
couldn't cover to
strong.
save his life. Like
Oh damn.
he could not cover.
Nah, he couldn't cover. I don't think he wasn't brought in for coverage. He was definitely brought in for run support because
Mm-hmm.
That he could do.
historically, Saints wasn't
His
a
rookie year
good
was exciting
run
though.
defense team.
Fucking right.
His rookie year was exciting.
Oh yeah, because well, I wonder why.
Mm.
Wasn't his rookie year was 2009, right?
Now, '06.
Oh,
Oh six.
well, I'm told we talking about the same person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you thinking
Marvin
about
Harper.
'09 because he was with
Yeah,
Shaw.
yeah, yeah. That's why.
But now
That's
his
why.
rookie
Yeah,
year
That's
was
yeah.
why.
his rookie
Sharper
year was
came in
'06.
'09.
That's why.
Yeah, he got drafted with Reginald.
That's why. Man, okay. Now, with all this being said, all right, man. Would you rather another Saints Super Bowl or $1 million?
$1 million.
He said, "Hey, I'm gonna slide that clip in. Hey, give me my $1 million.
Yeah,
Fuck that
yeah,
Super
that was
Bowl."
too easy. Too easy. Too easy. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Hold on. I ain't gonna lie. Damn, that is, because, damn,
Man,
that is kind of tough,
Nah,
though.
I'm gonna
I
tell you.
probably
that's
say a Super
that's
Bowl.
good,
Because,
bro.
I'm
Because
gonna tell you. I'm gonna go
me
down
and
Malik
Dooley
alley.
was
Hey, look.
I was living what I do at that time, dog.
Uh-huh.
And that
yeah,
feeling, bro, was of them winning the Super Bowl was like you felt like the city had won
For
everything. You
sure.
know what I mean? You
yeah.
felt like
For sure.
a cloud was on top of New Orleans. Like you couldn't wait to watch ESPN all week. You couldn't wait to
That was
watch
me.
every clip.
That was
You
me.
could
No, we
watch
had
it
so, boy, me and
over and
Malik had
over
so
and
much
over.
fun that season, dog.
I think from that feeling, bro, even as a fan, I would take that Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cause I feel like
man.
that Super Bowl has no value on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
I
mean?
got you. I got you.
I take that Super
It was
Bowl.
so
My
much
wife
happened
looking
that
at me
year for
crazy.
me, bro. Malik moved out here with me. My daughter I found out my daughter's mom
Man,
was pregnant with
man,
Ayana.
yeah. See?
The Super Bowl, like, I think when Malik came out here, we was like 4-0 or 5-0 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
And then
came out after the Miami game.
yeah. I'll never forget. Me and Malik was in the L house over here in this city called Altamont Spring for that
Mm-hmm.
Washington game.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that was a back and forth ass
Yeah,
game.
it
Oh
was.
Nigga
yeah.
kicked that field goal, boy. Me
When
and Nick just ran up out that bitch. Like,
when
you let
Meacham,
me know.
dog, that year is forever special, bro.
Yeah.
I may get that Super Bowl ring tatted now that I'm thinking about
Oh shit.
it. I might do that. I might
That
do
Malik
that. This
got
gonna
tatted.
be this arm, my left arm gonna be a freestyle arm. City and
Bro.
culture. This arm is the family
I
arm.
got
This
you.
arm, I gotta
For
do
sure.
that.
I mean, like, it's special to me because, shit, I was holding my daughter. I was holding my daughter in my arms, looking at,
Mm-hmm.
Drew was raising that Super Bowl trophy. I was holding my baby. My baby was just born that week.
Bro,
Yeah,
that
you're right.
feel,
Because when the Super Bowl
dude,
happened,
I
my
think
daughter
we
mom was
called.
like
I
7 months
think we
pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
actually cried that night.
Yeah, fucking right we did.
I
We
think
had
we
that
cried
Bill
that
took the
night, bro.
picture of us. Man, we
Yeah,
was up there hugging. We was crying for real.
no, that was because you know why, right? You know why, right?
Even the
A lot of
championship game
people,
too, Lee.
a lot of people became fans afterwards. We was fans through
Oh yeah.
the teasing, like, man, how you like the Saints? They garbage. Like, we would be
Right.
the ones to have
The news
like the
clip.
newspaper articles on the wall,
Yep.
and you know what I
Mm.
mean. So yeah, I definitely take another
See,
Saints Super Bowl.
this is what I would do. This is what I would do. I would take a page out of your book, Malik. I would at the beginning of the season, I would fly to Vegas, get about $2,000 and put it on the Saints to win the Super Bowl. And then
That way you
and,
Hey,
get
then, and that way I hit both ways.
hey,
man.
I'm
I
gonna
think
have to
that's
check them odds after we get off, cause boy, look here, I'm about to drink the sharp Kool-Aid, Rattler, whoever gonna be behind that motherfucker.
like let me get $10 on Rattler for MVP or some shit
Dog.
like that.
Yeah,
That year was unbelievable, boy.
that was a good
Yes, it
year.
was.
What
Yes, it was,
if
dog.
y'all ever go on YouTube, right? And I was watching this game live, but if you ever go on YouTube and watch the Eagles versus the Saints that year when Sharper had picked it off, the
And kill it.
camera, the camera cut to the sideline and it showed Drew doing this.
You
He
talk
was
about that, yeah.
He said, "I'm going to get a ring this year."
And that was week. That was week
That
2.
was week 2,
Yeah, that was week 2 in
bro.
Philly.
I knew, bro. Listen, from that first week when Sharper picked it against,
Detroit.
I said we winning the Super Bowl this year. No, the team is too talented. Like we winning the
Yes,
Super Bowl.
indeed.
Sharper, a fucked up individual, but that boy had that season rocking. Sharper had
Oh
that
my
fucking
God.
swag.
That season was so special.
Yeah,
That
boy.
was a good season.
I was on like I'm like y'all,
The
man. I
only
was on a
thing I
high that
regret
year.
about that season is that we wasn't in New Orleans for the parade.
Facts.
And just to, no, I can't, as much fun as we had out here, dog, and we had a Super Bowl, me and Leak had a Super Bowl party at the
That's
crib.
why I'm like, why didn't I just take off work and just go?
Right. For real.
And you had events to go to in Miami and
Right.
free tickets to go to all type of stuff. Like we was three
So the
hours
fuck
away.
did.
Like
We was like, fuck it, we gonna throw a party at the crib.
it was fun, dog. I remember working at Foot Locker that Sunday, and
Mm-hmm.
my manager was like, "Man, I'm pulling for y'all, dog. I think y'all gonna do it." My boy Jahir, I remember him.
Yeah, I remember him.
He was like, "Bro, I'm pulling for y'all, bro." I couldn't wait to get out to watch that game, boy. But when it was 10-6, you felt the nerves, like,
Yeah.
Man, look, I'm glad y'all was.
Well,
but
we
then,
felt it that NFC Championship game until
woo,
Tracy Porter
boy,
caught that pick. But boy, I'll never forget that moment when
that
when
you know what?
boy hit
That
that field
moment
goal.
was actually bigger than winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, going to the dog. That championship game, JJ, me and Leak in the living room watching that pitch when Hartley hit that field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, we probably went more crazy than winning the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm glad y'all had some
Yeah,
supporters, man. I had nothing but hate around here, man.
Yeah, not
damn.
I
us.
had nothing but
It was just us in the house for the
shoot.
championship game.
Mm-hmm.
I had nothing but hate around here. Of course I had my mama, but like as far as like going
Right.
to work and
Mm-hmm.
walking around Houston, hate everywhere, man.
I can
Oh
imagine.
man.
I would have showed my entire ass.
Oh, I
If
can
I was
imagine. You know, 2006, when I was in Texas, I was in Pflugerville,
Mm-hmm.
and we went to the NFC Championship that
That
year
was a good
against
season too.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Boy, I had so much hate that year from dudes on the basketball team.
Yeah.
They were calling me, Big League, I told you, Chicago. Man, don't even call my phone, man. Don't even call me, man.
We would have played the same team we played in 2009. We would have
That's
played in
true.
2006 in the same location.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
that game
that's
was in
true.
Miami too.
Mm-hmm.
In Miami. But the only reason why it was in Miami in '09 was because of Katrina. That game was actually supposed to be in New Orleans.
I
Really?
did not
I
know
didn't
that.
know that either,
Yeah,
boy.
bro.
I was today years old.
New Orleans had
Wow.
got awarded that Super Bowl, but because of Katrina, it was back in Miami 3 years later.
Oh shit. I
Wow.
ain't know
Ain't that
that. Nah, that
crazy?
shit crazy. That shit nah,
I did
I
not
did
know
not
that.
know that. Boy, that's a crazy stat, man. Clip that. That is a crazy stat.
Right.
Like for real. I did not know that.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Hey
Mm.
man, all right. Let's keep the fun going. What's the best? Let me see. I'm gonna say best Saints uniform combo.
Man, I wish we get some new ones.
I wish we get some new ones too. I'm about.
I got a top three.
What's up?
My top three, and in no particular order. I'm just going off of my memory.
Uh huh.
I got to go back to 2002, somewhere around there, with the gold jerseys
Yeah,
and
Mm.
yeah,
the
man.
black
They
pants.
bring them back.
Like we
Yeah.
love that shit. Every time I think of that, I just think of Aaron Brooks and Deuce McAllister in that jersey.
Yeah, that was gangster.
Yeah. The second one, our throwbacks is straight though. I mean, like
Oh, you talking about the
the
all
color
blacks?
rush, not throwbacks.
Okay, the
The
color
color
rush.
Color
Yeah,
rush.
rush.
they all
The
right.
color rush. And if I'm being real, dog, that fucking all white.
That all white clean, dog.
Yeah, that all white, bro.
The
That all
defense
white.
brought the swag out with that all white.
Yeah, you talking about the all white color rush or just the all
And we
white?
don't. We need our defense
Just
need
that
that
all white.
credit, bro. Our defense need that credit for starting that
Oh
celebration,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nobody was doing that, taking pictures shit as a team
Nah.
besides you
Nah, they
two.
weren't. They wasn't. But we give them
I
credit though.
think my top
What's
three,
up?
bro, that all black for
Oh,
sure.
definitely. It's
Yeah,
finna be a
yeah, all
funeral.
black.
Funeral,
That
all black.
all black just hit different in that
That's
dome.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
The alternate classic ones,
Okay. The black
like
with
that we
the
wore in
gold strap. Yeah.
2011,
Yeah.
it's just that gold on
That
that
goal is
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
different
It's a
kind of
different
goal.
kind of
Yeah.
gold. Yeah.
clean. I like that all white though, but them color rush. I don't like the color rush with the black helmet.
Me either.
It grew on me now, but
Mhm.
they better not never wear them white pants with the black jerseys again.
That's ugly as fuck.
That was so. That was
Yeah. I don't know what
crazy.
possessed them to do that.
But
Like,
yeah, that all black, our classic, and the color rush.
for sure.
Yeah, the color
Now
rush for
see,
sure.
I'm a sucker for the gold jerseys. I'm a sucker for the gold jersey. When I thought they were coming out with color rush, I swear to you, dog, I was like, yes, we finally get that all gold, like gold pants, gold jersey, gold.
You want to go, Pat?
Yeah, man, that's what I see when I see color rush, dog. Cause like the
Yeah,
Ravens,
that would have hurted my eyes
dog,
looking at the
man,
boys with a
bruh,
gold pad.
bruh, dog, with that gold,
I
that
know
I
why you
like.
metallic
said that
gold
though, because if
helmet.
you think of all the other teams in our division, their color rush is Carolina blue,
Exactly.
Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Tampa red.
Even
Yeah,
Baltimore, even I like Baltimore with the all purple, man. I'm like, dog.
But you would have to do the all gold with the black helmet.
Nah, you could do it.
yeah.
Nah, get that like that.
You
You know
see?
how Oregon got that
Black
chrome.
helmet, black cleats, black socks.
Nah, son, get that gold, that
No?
shiny gold helmet, man. Like Oregon,
Think so?
man. Like you know how Oregon got that chrome. Man,
Yeah.
get a gold helmet, bruh.
I'm going to
Some
have to
shit like
put
that
that
would be
combo
fire.
on Madden and see how it
Right, that's
looks.
what I was saying.
Man, dog. I'm telling you, I was waiting for that, dog. Like y'all missed the opportunity, cause Seattle uh, with that all
Seattle
green,
color
bro.
rush is clean. That green is
I was
clean.
there like.
I
I'm like,
like
come on,
Buffalo
bro.
too.
Like,
I like
yeah,
Buffalo
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that
that all
red?
red. I like
Yeah.
shit. I like Houston's. I like Houston's that all red.
Houston
Man,
got some cold
man,
units too with that
man.
red. That red chrome
Have you
helmet.
seen the blue ones?
Bro, they keep rumors like we gonna get the white helmets. Like,
I don't know. I think when Cincinnati came out with that
should.
all white, I think that killed it for us, dog. I think it did.
Yeah, we should get a white helmet
I'm
though.
waiting on the gold. Hey, Gail, how you doing? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yeah, we
Gail,
need them white
we
helmets
need them
now.
all
Right.
gold. We need them all gold everythings.
I take them too. Dawg, I just feel like we just need new units in
I
general.
think so. No, I really do think so. I would appreciate it. I would just say that, I'm just a humble fan. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
a
for real.
nah, man. But we gonna go ahead and close this thing out, man. Any shout outs, man? Y'all want to shout anybody out? I
Yeah,
want
man.
to shout out the birthdays. the June birthdays. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Anybody having a birthday, you celebrating the anniversary in June, man. Happy birthday, happy anniversary to you. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
June, baby,
yeah, yeah,
Gemini.
June Geminis. What else? What else? What y'all got? Who y'all got to shout out?
I'm gonna shout out. Like I said, man, just came back from the class reunion,
Yes, indeed.
seeing everybody doing well in life, prospering. It was like, it's like, how can I put this? Everybody after the reunion had that whole attitude of like, take me back. That's how much that love and that atmosphere was the entire weekend, man. From the Friday event at James Spot at M Line, we had a Saturday
That's
event.
dope. Them shirts y'all had was fire. I
Yeah,
can't lie. Them
yeah,
shirts,
they came out
yeah,
real
man.
good,
I
man.
hey,
They
them
was,
came out
shirts was
real good.
gangster. That whole
Yeah,
M line
he did it
class
one
was
two
gangster.
on
yeah,
that,
bro. I
man.
almost dropped my
Just
phone. I was like, oh man, I'm like,
no,
son.
I posted this on social media a few weeks back. That social media make you forget how long it's been since you've seen someone in person, because you've been friends on social media so long. Most of these people, bro, I haven't seen since we graduated, man. And it was just everything, bro. The pool party that Sunday was crazy. You feel
I
me? Like
seen that.
it was nice, man. It was real nice. More videos are gonna come out with my boy Wayne. He got a podcast out
For sure.
in Texas called Review TX. Definitely check him out. But yeah, that's why I shout out my class of '05,
For
man.
sure.
I'm proud of everybody doing their thing. Was happy to see everyone.
Happy everybody see it live on this side of the turf. You know what I'm saying? For sure,
hmm
for sure.
Yeah, man.
What about you, Lick? Any shout outs, man? What you got?
Man, shout out to the podcast, man. Like you said, it's been a minute since we did
Yes,
it, bro. This
indeed.
was a good segment
Yeah.
with good conversations about, the men's mental health and
For
everything. We
sure.
get to chop it up about sports. Shout out to them, man. Shout out, to wifey and the kids. I'm ready to watch my oldest, see what he gonna do in high school
For
and,
sure.
and
Yeah.
mail in his pop one season. So, man, shout out to y'all boys, man. It's good to see y'all, man.
Absolutely, cuz.
Likewise, man.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to y'all. I
Yeah.
appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, man, they keep me up on schedule, man. I'm sitting there setting everything up, getting everything lined up. I get 2 text
You
messages
Yeah,
feel?
back to
man.
back. I'm like, hey, bro, they had me thinking they work for the CIA, man. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
did these niggas see
Yeah,
me or
man.
something?
Definitely shout out to y'all boys,
Man,
man.
shout out to
Good
you.
seeing
Too,
y'all.
man. When we start back with the home team thing, man, I'm gonna send y'all that
For
invite.
sure.
If you can, you can pop in.
Definitely will.
It's a cool group.
Definitely
You know what I
will.
mean? It's
Need something like that.
a nice group, so.
Yeah, definitely will.
I
Definitely.
appreciate my boy for always sending me them scriptures in the morning, man.
Man,
We
hey,
appreciate you
we
sending that in
man,
our
dude,
group
hey,
chat,
them
man.
come in
It set
clutch,
it
dog.
set the tone. It sets the tone for your
Yes,
day,
it
right?
does,
Like,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
you
And
know,
sometimes,
and
bro, if I haven't,
sometimes he'll send it, and I
Mhm.
just be working out. I probably don't see it till shoot like 3, 4 o'clock in the day because I'm right to work
all good.
7. You know what I mean? So if I'm late sending it, man, I
Oh,
apologize,
nah,
but
man,
Nah,
nah,
it
man,
bro.
no. We
it
appreciate
definitely
you.
set the tone for the day, man. It puts you in the right mental space.
Mm-hmm.
And them scriptures always seem to be like it's on
Yeah,
Nah,
time, you know
nah,
what I
they
mean?
are, bro. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. It's never late,
Yeah.
dog. It's always on time, man. Yo, like, bro,
I be resending them to people myself when you
man,
put them in
That's
our group
good.
chat.
Yeah. Share it, send it to people, man. I know I send it to a couple people, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
It's just good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, cause this
Yes,
this
sir.
week was this week was a week for like just me speaking personally, like
Bro, who you
for
tell
as far as work week, this week was
it
a
was a
week.
long
Yeah,
week, man. It was our first time working 6 days in a while, so it was a long week for
man,
me, man.
bro,
Long week.
Nah, bro.
man.
I'm glad it's over. I'm glad they told us we off Thursday and Friday. I'm like, it's fine with me,
Nah,
man.
bro.
Nah, but I
Oh yeah, the
So,
4th of July coming up. Yeah.
nah
yeah, I'm gonna give me some rest and chill, man. Enjoy that and get ready for the next thing.
for sure, for sure.
Yes, sir.
I got a couple of shout outs, man. Shout out to Aunt Alice, bro. Avid listener, watcher of the
Yeah.
podcast. She gonna have us up on her big screen,
Yes,
That's
watching
sir.
it.
dope.
Shout out to Aunt Alice, man.
And you know she be asking me when y'all going back on
Man,
JJ
look,
Podcast.
we had to make
That's
it
dope.
happen. Hey, it's gonna be more often than none, so y'all get ready, man. I'm gonna be asking. Like, can I get you on the
Yeah.
schedule? Like, hey,
Football season for
nah, for
sure. We
sure, for
got to
sure, for
chop it
sure, for
up.
sure, for sure.
Got to.
Now, and another shout out. There's another avid listener, watcher of the podcast, or one of the guys I work with. He's one of the OGs. You know what I'm saying? He was there when the place was built. So his name Mr. Robert. A shout out to Mr. Robert. You know, he gave me a couple words of wisdom. I was like, like I said, I had a week this week. He caught me in my truck. I just had my head down, just you know, kind of processing how my day was gonna go. And he walked up to me like, "Look here, man. You know what I'm saying? Uh, whatever it is, man, it's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Just know, just know I think about you and just know I care about you." And them words got me through that day, man. And shout out
That's
to
good.
Mr. Robert. He also said he looking forward to the next podcast, which is this podcast. So shout out to Mr. Robert. And I think that's it, man. Make sure y'all follow, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, make sure y'all subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We do real good. Maybe I can get my cousins back on here.
We're going. I'm with it. So if I'm available, I'm here, baby.
For sure, man. I already know it. Man. But I know we all got things that we gotta do and stuff like that. We got families to take care of and stuff like that. So I appreciate y'all taking the time out that we can all to get together, fellowship, check on each other. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't much arguing. I told y'all what it shouldn't be. As we talked about football, man. So I appreciate y'all.
If it was basketball, me and Lee go at it every day anyway. My cousin.
Yeah, duly on that Brian take, bro. Brian got to retire. I feel like he hurting his legacy more and more. You know what I
I
mean?
think so too. But hey, we're gonna talk about that on the next
The
podcast.
fraud.
LaFraud. Hey, LeBron. Hey,
Kobe,
don't you
baby.
try to get me canceled. LeBron gonna cancel us because of what you said.
Kobe, man.
Nah, man, you know he the GOAT.
That
hey,
boy love Brian, man.
hey man, but in closing, man, I just wanna, in lieu of Men's Health Month, well, I'm gonna kind of extend it into July. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling everybody, don't suffer in silence. You know, talk to somebody. Uh, if you got, if you are in the position to get a mentor, a therapist, or anything like that, be it through your job or some type of program or something, you need to talk to somebody. You need to talk to somebody. Don't sit there and be selfish to yourself, you know what I'm saying, and suffer in silence. You know what I'm saying? If you need the help, get the help, man. We here for you. I always tell people all the time, people, you know me personally, you feel comfortable talking to me, send me a message. People that's watching, watching my cousins on my podcast, you know them personally, reach out to them, you know what I'm saying? I believe, for the most part, we got a good head on our shoulder, even though we got some we got some Looney Tune ways about us sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But we can talk to you, make you laugh, and get you in a better headspace. You know what I'm saying?
So,
If you got to reach out, man, to to whoever. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, man, make sure y'all continue to be focused and don't be foolish, man. You know what I'm saying? This has been a mental game podcast. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And we out.
Y'all, man. Love y'all, boys.
hey,
Love
bro.
you.